Simmons here from Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Blake Simmons here from MWA.com. This is the exclusive, the uncut, untold, uncensored story of the man known as the Nightmare Incarnate, the man known as the MWA Badass. I am here with the Global Deathmatch Champion, Derek Krypt. Darren, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Just came out of Mayhem Mania 3, and hell of a show, top to bottom, one hell of a show.
Yeah, I was watching it at home. I had it flicked on, on IPTV, and it was just, I gotta admit, just the first time ever cryptic rules match. It was originally scheduled as Buried Alive, but for some reason it was changed up due to the fact that I believe Josh Knight had a fear of coffins and graves.
Yeah, for some, fucked up reason or whatever, it was made out that Josh was afraid of coffins, graves, death in general. And, the match was booked. We agreed on the match. And Mr. Waters, he came up to me and he goes, "All right, Derek, what's the match?" And I go, "There's only one match I want to get my belt back. Buried Alive." Went with it. About, I think it was 2 weeks before we were supposed to have our match. It was, excuse me. We were supposed to have our match. And, I was also doing a sideline feud with Duke Jacobs.
Yeah, he's the new MWA guy.
Exactly, and the way I've been seeing, he's damn good, just damn good. But I told him, Monday after Mayhem Mania, let's do a match of my creation, Cryptic Rules. It's like a Monsters Ball and a casket match combined. And Josh posted up, he goes, "Have that debut at Mayhem Mania 3. And I was already like, well, what the fuck? You're not going to show anyways. It's not like you're going to win anyway. You haven't even fucking said anything. You haven't even cut a promo. You haven't even sent a tweet out. It's like you were gone from fucking existence."
Yeah. I noticed that too. It was like you were doing the promos, you were cutting them, cutting shoots, and doing all this, stuff. And Josh was just like, fuck it, it's just another day.
It basically, yeah. But I won, the Cryptic Rules match. Everybody loved it. They thought it was, spectacular. And
but Derek, I want to talk to you for a second.
Yeah.
The ending, the way that the match ended, your brother Relic comes out and debuts.
Yeah.
Throughout MWA, throughout your illustrious, 2-year career now, not once have you mentioned anything about a brother, a sibling, or anything like that. Why is that?
That's a tough question. I really don't talk about my brother a lot. He was in the development most of his career. And, I never thought that he would ever make it to MWA. But, a week, I got a call. And he goes, "Expect the unexpected." And that's what happened to Mayhem Mania 3. Relic, my brother, he put the tacks in the coffin. And then he's telling me to get a gas can and a lighter underneath the ring.
Basically just like calling shots pretty much.
Yeah. And, it's just one thing happened, and, I really do hope Josh is okay. But my brother, is one of those guys that he shows no mercy. He doesn't give a damn who you are. And it's like no matter how violent it gets, he notches it. He brings it up tenfold, if not more.
Yeah, and I've also heard, a lot about, you and Duke Jacobs also, and that Duke, he wants a piece of you. He wants to be known as, the man in MW or in EWO. I'm sorry, in EWO. He wants to be known as a badass. He wants a shot at you. Yeah. And like I said before, Duke is a good guy. He has what it takes to bring it. Do I think he has what it takes to be a champion? Oh, hell yeah, I do. But I'm not done. I'm not done with my reign yet. I'm far from being done. Excuse me, but I'm far from being done. Yeah, and you hold the world heavyweight title, which when you won, you threw out the old custom belt that Trey had, and you created your own more badass title out of gold and all that stuff, and just completely redid it. Yeah. Could you tell us who designed the belt and stuff like that? Well, first of all, I went to this one guy that I was recommended by, and his name is Wes Dixon, and he sent me. He basically gave me a design, and I'm like, I like it. I like it a lot, and I took it down, and I took it down to the West Coast Choppers guys, and they made it, and it just looked so good. It looked so good, Blake. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Because I see you a lot. You carry it out to the ring. You have it with you on all times there in EWO, and that belt it just fits you so well, and it just fits the company so well. Just the way it looks, the way it is. With the skull on it. The barbed wire around it. Just it looks really good with the character of Derek Krypt, and even along the lines of when with the Best for Business act, and that originally, like last time you were here, you told me that originally the Best for Business bit was only supposed to be a 6-month sort of storyline, but it turned into almost a year-long storyline. Because it just kept snowballing and snowballing. And yeah. Well, originally, it was supposed to be a 6-month gimmick. It was supposed to be, I beat Trey, game over. That was the gimmick. Or else Trey was to beat me or something like that. I don't remember exactly, what the original, kind of ending to that was. But as we went along, it just kept snowballing and snowballing and snowballing. And it just kept getting more people and more people and more people. And as we went, it just kept getting better and better. And I don't want to sound like an egomaniac. I don't want to sound like a total dick. Excuse me. I think I'm coming down with a cold here, but it just seemed like I was the only one that could, pull it off. It just seemed like I was the only person that could ever really pull off that whole storyline. Because, I know a lot of people that have tried it and failed, horribly failed. And, it's just like some of those guys, they want to win almost all the time. And with that storyline, you got to accept loss. You got to accept a lot of losses. And you got to accept a lot of interference and shit like that. Yeah, because, I understand that because, with Big T coming in and wrecking shit up, and then you got Trey and Michael X, Kyle Cure, and then you got the boss, the man who signs your checks even, saying that you're not good enough to be a champion. That kind of throws everything for a loop.
Yeah. It really does, honestly. Because, well, I mean, when we had the storyline, I was all for it. I was like, all right, this will be like Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon sort of thing. And then we had, to start it off, I called Lopez out, talked to him, and he mouthed off to me. And this was back when, I started in the comedy division. I was like, people took my gimmick as a joke, basically. And so I'm like, you know what, the hell with it? If people want to take me as a joke, fuck it. I'll start off in the comedy division. Started off there, and me and Michael X got kicked out. Are you serious? Yeah. Kicked out of the comedy division because we did not have a joke gimmick. You're fucking kidding me. No, not at all. Wow, that is the biggest load of bullshit. That is fucked up. But then again, I can understand, that that division is just for like laughs and all that stuff. And then you got a guy coming in that's, completely serious, completely just, with a chip on his shoulder, could hit you with a fucking DOA, a Krypt cutter, or even put in a cryptic lock on your ass, or just even nail you with your bat out of nowhere. So I can kind of understand that a little bit, but, kicking you out of the division, that's just kind of, a shit pussy move, sort of. Like a shitty ass move. Yeah. But, but I look at that I look at that as momentum a little bit for me, really. Yeah. If it wasn't for that, and if it wasn't for, management and the higher ups, coming to talk to me, and they're the one that basically gave me the creative freedom to do whatever. And with that, I'm like, all right, I kind of want to do something along the lines of being the rebel. Just being the rebel, being the guy that, being the guy that the fans loved, but the management didn't. And no matter how much the management wanted me to change into this person, he wouldn't do it for the fans. It was basically like, good versus evil. And it originally started with it was Lopez, and then he had, all these other guys. He had, I believe, originally he had Michael X, Calcure. Excuse me, sorry. I think I'm getting cold here. Oh, bad. But you need something to drink? Yeah, I'll get something to drink here. Thank you. And it was just like, like getting beat down almost every single night by these guys, having them interfere in your match, having them interfere, in the back, beating the hell out of you in the back on a nightly basis. Yeah. And excuse me, Jesus. I'm sorry about that, folks. Jeez. It was just like, no matter how much I tried to win, I got beat down. And then Lopez, there was a message on the Titantron. I don't exactly remember the date very well, but I remember the message like it was nothing. It was me versus Maladrad 1-on-1, which could have been my first chance at the World Heavyweight title. I was a second away from winning that match. Yeah. And the lights go out. They come back on, and Lopez and Trey the Rocker Camp are standing on the ramp, on the stage. Trey comes rushing down and just beats the living hell out of me. And Lopez is just there directing orders. And then Malad
beats the shit out of me. And that, you know, the ref threw the match. And I remember clear as day the words that Lopez and Trey said to me. Derek, you will never be good enough to be the main event. You will never be good enough to be champion. Well, I personally, I think that's kind of irate because, I mean, look at you now. You know, you have the World Heavyweight Championship. You are the man. Exactly. Exactly. You know, and when I think of it today, it's more just like, fuck you, I did it. You know, kiss my ass, I beat you. Game over, set, match, done. And also, with all the things and stuff like this, just, all the challenges, and then with Best for Business, just on your case, and then with Trey, hey, with your wife Annabelle, from my ass, how's she doing? She's doing pretty fine. She hasn't stepped back in the ring since the incident. Excuse me. She hasn't stepped back in the ring for the incident, and and I personally cannot blame her. So, me personally, I'd love to have her back in the ring, in action. I'd love to see her in action and what she can do. But only time will tell. And only time will tell. And also, Derek, you've had so many matches, so many great career matches, so many highlight moments, in your career. Yeah. If you could pick one out, your best moment, or maybe even your two best moments, what would it be? The first one, is pretty obvious, when I threw Trey off the top of that damn structure. Yeah. That would be definitely the first one. Second one would be becoming the World Heavyweight Champion. And I can totally understand you from there, It's just so incredible that, almost now 2 years ago, you were some no-name rookie. You were greenhorn. Nobody knew. Nobody, gave a fuck at all. And now you are the main event man. You are the World Heavyweight Champion. You are the pinnacle of extreme wrestling organization. You are the poster boy for them. Yeah, And with with Dre, claiming to be the one true savior, and yeah, I kind of want to just ask you something right there. I'm sorry for interrupting, but where did the idea for the saviors of EWO, Jay Blaze, Jaden Camp, Seven, at the time Ridge Strife and yourself, where did that idea really come from? Well, that idea, it really came from, Best for Business was attacking everybody and anybody that they could. At the time, they just made everybody's life a living hell. And it was just, kill or be killed, basically. And so I got some guys together who, were under attack from Best for Business. And I'm just like, I'm sick and tired of getting the shit kicked out of me, kiss and boot almost every night. I'm like, why don't we band together? Why don't we join together and kick some ass together? We all have the same purpose. We have the same goal. Let's do it. And hence then the saviors of EWO were born. And we had a big blowout match. It's Best for Business versus Saviors. It was elimination tag. And, it was one hell of a match. And just, we came out victorious. And at the, at the celebration, it was pretty good. And then comes, and then came, Royal Clash, where, you defeated Trey in the same demonic structure. Exactly. You know, in that match, God, that took about 10 years off my career. I'm telling you straight out. That match was so fucking vicious, so brutal, so vital. That match was just incredibly violent. That match was it was hell. It was like walking into hell. If you've ever gone through pain and punishment of any kind, imagine it about maybe times 50. Having your flesh ripped from your body, blood pouring from wounds, you know, splinters, cuts, bruises. And it was just so brutal and violent. It was basically so brutal that you had to the match was so vicious. The match, was so vicious, so brutal that you know, the only way cuz they did air some of, Mayhem Mania 3. No, I'm sorry. They did air some of Royal Clash on TV. Sorry. And they did air some of it on TV. They showed the video package for Mayhem Mania 3 or no, goddamn. I'm sorry. For Royal Clash. And they aired some of the match. I think only about maybe 3 for 5 minutes of the match. And they cut it. And a thing came up that said this match is too violent and brutal for TV. To see the rest of the match, go to mwaippv.com and you can see it. That match, we had fans in even in the rafter or even in nosebleed seats in the stands. We had fans. I remember after the show hearing fans say that was probably one of the most, if not the most, brutal match of all time in EWO. Wow, that is crazy. That is insane. Again here, folks, we're here with Derek Krypt, the Nightmare Incarnate, the EWO badass. And here for this interview, inside the Krypt, the story of both worlds, Derek Krypt's RP wrestling story. Everything that he has done in his 2-year illustrious career. 2 years of destruction, violence, brutality, and war, as is his memo. We are going to take a short break here quick, and we will be right back after these messages. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. This is Blake Simmons for MWA.com, and we are here with the Nightmare Derek Krypt. Inside the Krypt, the story of both worlds, Derek Krypt's illustrious wrestling RP story of his entire career, his achievements, milestones, goals. We are back. And so, Derek, I want to talk with you a little bit about, EWO.
All right, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You are the current world heavyweight champion of EWO. You are the man, the poster boy, the EWO badass, as you're called. There's so many names that people, fans know you by. And I have a, I have a list right here. The EWO badass, the Nightmare Incarnate, the poster boy, the savior of EWO, the true God, the people's choice. There's just so many names here that fans refer to you by. And why do you think you have such like a positive pull? I don't really know if you are the baby face of EWO per se.
I don't know about babyface for sure, but I am one of, if not the biggest face of EWO.
Yeah, and it just seems like you have this gravitational pull to just draw in fans, and these fans they love Krypt. They want to see more of Derek Krypt, and it's like every night, it's a sold out. As soon as Derek Krypt is on the cards, on the marquee, boom, sold out arenas, sold out crowds. I mean, I remember at I think it was Survival of the Sickest. You were in a Survival of the Sickest chamber match for the EWO World Heavyweight Championship against 7 other competitors, men and women both. Yeah. And you defeated those 7, retain the title. I don't think I have ever heard anybody else in any other arena with more Krypt fans, or as you call them, Kryptons. Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard a louder chant for Krypt is going to kill you and let's go Derek than I have ever heard at Survival of the Sickest. That place was deafening loud. I mean, even on IPPV, you could hear. It was just like echoes and echoes of "Let's go, Krypt! Let's go, Krypt!" Just, oh my God, it was just so incredible.
Yeah, and that just feeds the adrenaline, feeds the motivation. It gives me an upper hand because at least I know, these fans, they always have my back. They always will have my back. And it doesn't matter where I'm at, doesn't matter, what I look like, whether I got the paint on, whether I got the bat in hand. It's just, these fans, they always have my back. And I love these fans as much as they love me. I give every ounce of respect I have towards those fans. They spend hard-earned money to come and see us perform for them. And it's just, I love these fans. They've shown me support, love, even through times of struggle. When during the bad times of my career, it's just, these fans they've shown me love, so much love that they've given me, that I have given them back. And I can never repay them for the love and support that they give me. Yeah, these fans, they're just they get behind you every single time, and I know they're going to be behind you at Final Testimony 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Final Testimony 2, EWO's Mania event of the year, live May 31st, and available at IPPVEWO.com. The main event match, the EWO World Heavyweight Championship on the line. The stipulation for all 3 competitors: whoever wins the belt is the end
of everything. The losers will no longer be able to challenge for the belt as long as the winner, if Krypt retains, Rudra and Rocker will not have another chance as long as Krypt holds it. Same goes for both other competitors. And another added stipulation that we recently heard from Derek, if he is to lose the belt, he is gone from EWO. He is leaving, putting up his boots, and he will never return to EWO again. Now, Derek, this is crazy. EWO is your home. Why would you want to put your boots on the line? Your career for EWO. Why would you put that on the line? It just sounds crazy, And these fans, when you were out in the ring and you were saying, you were cutting a promo and you told the Kryptons, if you lose, that's it. You're done. You are leaving through the doors of EWO. As a fan, what can you experience? Because it's just so crazy to hear your favorite superstar, your favorite wrestler say things like that. And just, I kind of want to get your take on it a little bit.
Well, Blake, it was just a thing of, if I lose, when Trey the Rocker Camp held that belt, that was EWO's darkest point in the business. With Lopez, Trey, and Best for Business, they brought that company almost down to its knees. I came along, I saved this company. Lopez got canned, Irish took over, and the place was prosperous. Yes, I haven't had a lot of people, line up for matches. But then again, like I've said, I am resilient. I am hard. I am hard to beat. I have the fans behind me every night. I have the fan support. It gives me motivation. I am a hard opponent to beat. And and that's why people weren't lining up, because it's a hard challenge. Trey, I don't want to say Trey has never beat me one-on-one. He has beat me in the Fatal 4-Way Blazes Funhouse. He beat me, Rudra, and Rad. But that was with other people. And I've stated this before in press conferences. I have stated this before in promos. I've even stated this before in the back. In interviews for Wrestling One was one of them that came back and they talked to me about this. And I have stated this as well. The only reason Trey has ever beaten me, and I'm not talking, Trey has never beat me one-on-one. The key word is one-on-one. The only reason, the only way that Rocker has ever beaten me, he had fucking help. He had somebody there to hold his damn hand and help. Whether it be Lopez, whether it was BFB, whether it was Rudra. He stabbed me in the back after Lopez got fired. Best for Business ended. Rudra stabbed me in the back, all for the title.
Yeah, and you two were getting along pretty well, with the savior saving this company. Lopez goes, and it's revealed he was using you for his own personal gain. Yeah.
More or less, yeah. And, it kind of sucks having somebody who claims to be so great, so good, stab you in the fucking back and basically use you for their enjoyment. It really, really sucked.
Yeah, and just having like a close personal friend. I know you and Jaden are, really, really good friends, really good buddies. You've helped them out in this company a lot. and he became the television champion. Even, yeah, and I've been very very proud of Jaden for that. Because when Jaden came in, he was a rookie, and I know how it feels to be a rookie. I've been there before. Hell, we've all been there before. And it just seemed like the kid needed help. He was getting beat down, but best for business. His own cousin, despised him, and so I took him aside. I'm like, hey kid, I can help you out. I'll watch your back. At first, he declined, and I can't blame him. People, they want to go out, they want to defend for themselves sometimes, and sometimes you got to do that. But it just seemed like no matter how many times kind of like me, he showed his resiliency. He really did. And it just seemed like no matter how many times he got kicked down, he got back up. Kicked more ass, got knocked down again. But it came to a point where he always had to look behind him to see if anybody was there. And he went out to the ring, called me out. I rode out on the Harley, and circled my ring, my yard, get out in the ring, asked him, hey, what's up? And, he asked for my help, man. I'm like, hell yeah, more than welcome, dude, to ask for help. And I think that really was the metaphorically the kick of the pants that he needed to get in gear, because he just became such a such a great superstar, such a great guy, and just a great competitor. Like, I wouldn't mind even putting the title on the line against him. Oh, you heard it first here, folks. Krypt, if he retains, might even put the title against Jaden Camp. Well, yeah. Jaden, he deserves it. He does. It'd be one hell of a match to see Jaden Camp, fend for the title, try to contend for it, stuff like that. Also, Derek, I want to ask you another thing. If there's anybody you could pick to contend for your title, I'll do it. I'll even do a top 5 for you. Who would be the top 5 people that you would pick yourself? The Crypt Keeper himself would pick to contend for the title. That I get asked that question a lot too. Blake, and the contenders always change for me, because there's a lot of people that could be in a slump now, but hell, in a week, 2 weeks, they could be number 5 in the top in the Power 25. I mean, last I checked, I think I was like number 2 on the Power 25, and I got beat by I think Trey Camp over just a couple things that he said. He was on a roll, and I got beat by Big T on a Saturday show, and but hey, you lose some, you win some. That's just the way it goes. You can't win all the time. I mean, you can't be Bill Goldberg, have 174-0 win streak. But hey, I take my losses, I collect my thoughts, I watch tape, see what I did wrong, and I better myself. And that's basically the only thing you can do in this business to do better is go over what you did wrong, learn from it, don't do it again. Like, counter this move, counter that move, and it's basically some of it. But my top 5 definitely be number 5. Definitely have to be Duke Jacobs, because I know he has what it takes. But as of right now, he's a rookie. I want to see what he has in store before he contends for my belt. Number 4 would most definitely, without a doubt, Jay Blaze, because I know he has everything that it takes. And I kind of feel bad putting him in 4th. But, there's just one person above him that I'd love to fight for. And that's Big T. Big T at number 3. He's one of those guys that, he is the EWO champion. And I'm not going to lie, but I would love to have a unification match with him any day and be a unified EWO champion. So basically what you're saying is you want to unify the EWO World Heavyweight Championship and the EWO Company Championship. Exactly. I think it'd be, one hell of a giant step for EWO. EWO, they're growing every day. They're growing every day, basically. And it's just like that every day it gets more and more interesting. And that's kind of why I love EWO. But, you got to do something big to make a big statement, a big impact. And in this business, it's go big or go home. And so, but number 2 would probably have to be let's see, number 2. I want to say Outlaw, Ralph Swagger. He would, or no. Number 2, Zach Money Maybone. I'm gonna scratch out Outlaw. Outlaw, he's a good guy. He's a good competitor. But Zach Money Maybone, he is the guy. He is one of the guys that helped create, Mayhem. He's the guy that helped created, this E-Fed type business. And your number one person, who would your number one person be? Chris Fury. No doubt, Chris Fury. Wow, that took a turn, man. I know. It's just, wow, I would have never expected for you to say Chris Fury. That's just crazy. I nothing against Chris Fury or anything, but Chris Fury, the Mayhem boy versus the EWO badass. That just seems like a great marquee right there. Exactly, And Chris has never held a world title in EWO, so it'd be one of those great matches of great magnitude. And no matter what match it is, hell, it could be a cage match, it could be Blaze's Funhouse, it could be Hell in a Cell, it could be Cryptic Rules, it could be it could be Monsters Ball, Extreme Rules. Hell, it could be a casket match for all we know. It would be a magnitude of a match to have Chris Fury versus Derek Krypt. Exactly. And Derek, with everything you've done in your career, is there anything that you would do differently at all? If you could do anything differently, is there anything that you would? Absolutely not. No, because everything, even the bad times that I've had, it's just everything that I've done has led me here to where I am today. It's led me to the Global Deathmatch Championship in MWA. I'm not ready yet. I know that mentally, I know that physically, that yet I am not ready yet for the World Heavyweight Championship in Mayhem Wrestling Alliance. But in EWO, I'm mentally prepared. I'm mentally ready. I'm physically ready to defend. I'm ready to get rid of Trailer Rocker Camp, Rude Strife. I'm ready to, be done with that and just go on. I'm not ready to leave. I'm not ready to lose. I'm ready to fight, ready to stay. I'm ready to win. But everything that I've done in my career has led me to where I am, and I wouldn't change a damn thing. No. All right, Derek. We're gonna go to the group chat here. We do have a few people with us, and we thank you for tuning in, listening to this podcast interview. And we have a question from Katie T from Michigan here, and she asked if there was any person that you could team with in any E-Fed, who would it be, and why would you tag with them? I'd probably have to say my boy in MWA, my tag team partner there, Trey the Rocker Camp. Which is kind of funny in a way because, me and Trey, we are bitter enemies in EWO. And we're tag team partners and brothers, like best friends, almost brothers in MWA. and we know it's a tag team at Lithium, although we haven't teamed in a long time. You know, Trey has had his dealings with the Strife Clan. I've had my dealings with Josh Knight and Duke Jacobs there. Excuse me, Jesus. But you know, I've had my dealings with that. He's had his own thing, but you know, it kind of irked me. You know, when he needed a tag team partner, and I've been there for him, and I've helped him out a lot. And you know, he went with Rudy Strife, but you know that's his own doings. You know, he had a reason for that. I accept that. You know, probably thought that I had better things to do, focus on getting my title back. You know, and in the future, who knows? We may team up again, but we have a lot of chemistry together. We work well together, and that's why I team with Trey. All right, very good, very good. We have Will here, who wants to ask a question, and his question is: if you could create any type of match to involve barbed wire, chains, like a dog collar match. Oh, I'm sorry, like a dog collar match. Only. All right, let me try to see if I can't get this question here because it's kind of hard to understand. All right. Oh, you retyped it. If you could create any type of match for any federation, what would you call it? I already have a match that I've created. It's called Cryptic Rules. It is a monsters ball match mixed in with the casket match. Weapons are not legal. Weapons are not only legal, they are encouraged to be used. The only way to win is to lock your opponent in a casket, lock 3 padlocks, bury them. It's pretty much what it is. You know, it's one of the most brutal matches there is. Anything goes. There's no referee stoppage for anything. You keep going. You could be in this match for up to 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, as long as you want. The only thing you got to do is put them in the box and lock the locks. So, all right, we have another question here. If you could be anybody else, if Derek Krypt was taken and you had to be anybody else and go under any other name, what would it be? That's a damn good question. I will say that. But probably Nicholas Ice. Nicholas Ice. Yes. Yeah, there's not just a reason. I think the name sounds cool, you know, and I'd go along with it, you know, create stuff as I go. But that's who I would be. It's probably a Nicholas Ice. I'd probably be like a stone cold guy. I don't fucking know. I don't really know. Yeah, well, you know, it kind of be cool. You know, if ever you do have to repackage your character to see what it would be, and it'd give fans, a new perspective of Krypt. I'm not saying, that, you're not great the way they are, because you are absolutely fantastic the way you are, the way you wrestle, your gimmick, everything is working your way with your own creative freedom. And yeah. All right, we got another question here from Tim J from Ohio. And his question is, if you could have another finisher, so you have 3 finishers, what would your finisher be? Or wait, I thought you already had 3 finishers, Derek. Technically, I do. Technically, I do have 3 finishers. So I'm gonna try to reword your question here, Tim J. Basically, what would my 3rd finisher be? Well, if you guys don't know, I have a finishing move that has been banned from every major EFED that I've been in. And the move is a career killer, and it's a modified vertebreaker. The reason for that is I've done the move twice, and the move is called the career killer. And that move is designed and intended to end your career. The way that it is it basically slams your head and neck into the mat with such force. And the way that I do it, I don't do it just basic the way it is. I usually do it onto a steel chair or on the barbed wire bat. And the move is only intended for extreme type matches. It's the only time it's ever legal. But, when I do it regularly, the only reason it's been banned is because I have ended a career with it. I have broken somebody's neck with it to the point where they were not able to return. And the move has been banned from every major EFED that I'm in. And, the move, I am not allowed to do it. If I am to do it, I will be suspended and or fired from any major EFED. The move is not to be done at all unless under extreme type matches to where a contract and or waiver is signed in an EFED by both competitors to make the move legal. I have yet to sign a waiver or contract that makes the move legal in that type of situation. But if that move was pronounced legal in all types of things, I would do it. Like in the triple threat match, it's a no disqualification type match, but the career killer is still dubbed banned, which really kind of sucks for me, because I really do want to end Trailer Rocker Camp's career badly after the bullshit, the hell, and the fucking torment that he's put me through in my professional EFED life. It's just to the point where what's done will be done, justice will be served, and the end. The ending is nigh for you, Rocker. And that again, ladies and gentlemen, May 31st, EWO's Final Testimony 2, the final show of the year and the biggest show of the year. That is May 31st. EWOIPPV.com is where you can find that and stream for $9.99. And even on the stream, if you go to the site and you become a extreme member, you can go back and see former IPPV matches, such as the Haunted Massacre match with the Blazes Funhouse, Royal Clash, Clash of the Frigates. You could see Final Stand. Every single match that has been done in EWO, you can go see. Even ones from the beginning of EWO, you can see all those IPPV matches if you become an extreme member, which is $25.99. And I would recommend it because those being an extreme member is totally worth it. Wouldn't you agree, Derek? Absolutely, I would agree. 100%. I'm an extreme member, and I watch matches from time to time. I watch a lot of film. I watch a lot of tape, and that's how that's basically how I learn. It's basically how I strategize, what I got to do, how I got to do it, what moves I gotta be aware of, what moves to counter, and what moves are harder to counter than others, and basically how to hit a finisher on them without them being able to counter me out, being able to wear them down, locating pinpoints of anything like that to wear them down faster. So I watch a lot of film, but basically that's my story. Is that I'm just a regular guy from Florida. That I'm a wrestler. I'm a world champion in one federation. I'm a mid-card champion in another one. I'm just a regular guy. But I'm a guy that people love worldwide, loved by millions. I'm loved by many, hated by many, but respected by everyone. So, that's basically it, man. That's everything I got. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Inside the Krypt, the story of both worlds. Derek Krypt is my guest here, and I'm gonna ask a couple final questions here, Derek, and then we're gonna cut this podcast here. But one question that I've been wanting to ask a long time is, in EWO, you wear the paint, you wear the black trench coat. MWA, you lost against Will Wagner in the championship bout. You lost the ability to ever wear face paint ever again in MWA. So you gave up the painted warrior gimmick. You came in as a more badass gimmick. I mean, leather jacket, bandana, sunglasses, a 2014 Harley Davidson V-Rod. You're driving into the arena around the ring. You got, your wife Annabelle on the back of the Harley. Sometimes when you come out to do promos, she's in MWA as well. We've seen her in a lot of great, classic matches. And, we've seen you get very, very extreme when it comes to the Global Deathmatch Championship. And, you basically had to repackage yourself in this badass, way to where you just have one hell of an attitude. You got a chip on your shoulder. You're not afraid to kick anybody's ass in either federation. It's like, you don't care who it is. It's just you get basically it's like you get in my way, and I sorry I have something caught in my throat, folks. But it's just like you get in my way, I will mow you down. In a sense. Yeah, basically that was my way of view. It's just, you got to be aggressive. You got to have you got to have, you have a chip in your shoulder. You got to have a motivation. You got to be angry to get anywhere in the business. You got to be a pissed off son of a bitch. You got to be mad at everything and everyone. And that was basically the concept. It was like, if you want to go far, you got to be an asshole, but you got to be an asshole that the other wrestlers don't like, but the fans like. And I somehow made that work. And it's just, I love it. It's a rush. It's so cool. So, all right, Derek, the style of face paint that you wear is, black and green, and sometimes you have red mixed in with it. But what is your favorite style of face paint that you've ever wore? I've had a lot of different face paints over the years that I've painted my face with. I've had blue, black, and orange. I've had like you said, green, black, and red. I've had red and just straight red and black. I've had just even straight black before. Black with white, white lines in it. I've had, a lot. I've had red, white, and black in the form of a sort of a clownish kind of thing. But the way I have my face paint now, it's it's easy to do. It's quick. It's it still comes off in the ring though. All face paint does. But it's something for the kids. That they like. It's kind of like being a superhero almost. And I mean, EWO, they concession stands at the retails, they sell plastic masks that have my face paint on them, and as that they can wear. They can wear in the stands. They can wear them, at even meet and greets. Like I've signed. I'm not even gonna mention how many of those I've signed. But it's just it was something for the fans, and fans love it. I like it. It's quick, easy to do, and all right, Derek. Thank you very, very much again, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the exclusive, uncut, uncensored, live inside the Krypt, the story of both worlds. The Derek Krypt, RP Wrestling E-Fed story of Derek Krypt's illustrious 2-year career and everything that he has done. So, Derek, I want to thank you very much for doing this. And no problem, man. I love doing it. And I want to thank you, fans, EWO, MWA universes, and people hearing this worldwide, all over the world. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.